Hey, Tina Forsyth here of OnlineBusinessManager.com. It is December 28th as I'm recording this video. I'm actually hopping online a little bit this week to do some work and connect with some people. But otherwise, I've been enjoying the holiday season. It's been a really, really great holiday season, and hope you're having a little bit of downtime as well and enjoying yourself too. I just wanted to talk to you today about something that's come up for me a few times in conversation. I've been talking to a lot of people who are interested in becoming an online business manager. We have our next training coming up here in February, and have been talking to a lot of people about it, and definitely getting some, have some people who are interested and registered and ready to roll, which is so exciting. But one comment that comes up quite frequently, or one question I should say, is do I have to be a virtual assistant first? If I want to be an online business manager, do I have to be a virtual assistant? And the answer is no, you actually don't have to be. There's a lot of people who go that route. There's a lot of people who have worked as VAs and are looking at growing into and kind of taking their business to the next level and actually becoming an online business manager. That certainly is a common path for a number of people. But the fact of the matter is you don't have to be a VA before you can be an online business manager. What I recommend, when people ask me about what background is required, what's really, really important, there's a couple of things that are really important if you want to consider becoming an online business manager. First and foremost is, I find with most people I talk to, whether they've read my book or if they've just come across and have been learning about it online, through videos on my blog and such, most people have a really strong reaction to it. I talk to a lot of people where they come across the role. For example, I talked to someone just today who has explored becoming a VA, has actually taken some other training specific to, web development and, internet marketing and things like that. And she came across the role of the OBM, came across some information about becoming an online business manager just a few days ago. And for her, it just totally clicked. She said the moment she read it and understood it and got to know what the role was about, she just knew this was exactly what she's been looking for. And this is a woman who's never worked as a VA before. It's just, she knew at that moment that she connected with it. That's by far the most important aspect of all of this. And when I'm talking to people about the training and having a conversation, making sure that it's the next best thing for them and it's a really good fit for them, that quite honestly is all that I'm looking for. I need to be able to know that it's something that they're excited about, that they really feel it, that they really know it. If they don't feel that excitement about it, and this really can apply to anything in life, of course, but, if they don't feel excited about the role of becoming an online business manager for whatever reason, then no, it's not the thing for them to do. If they're just kind of thinking, well, maybe, or I don't know, or there's other stuff going on right now, there could be various reasons, right? But the key thing is you need to really, really be excited about it. And for most people, that becomes a matter of they just know. They just find themselves, instantly attracted to it. They seem to really, really connect with the role. And to me, that's the most important element of this. Everything else can be learned. All of the skill sets. Of course, if you're a virtual assistant already, you come into play knowing a lot of the online tools and such. Definitely you come into play knowing that, and that gives you a bit more of a foundation in those areas. But those things can definitely be learned. People who are coming from a non-VA background, who are coming from a corporate background, or, anything in the real world, as I like to say, the bricks and mortar world. All of the tools, the systems such as the shopping cart and such, you can definitely learn that stuff. You can take additional training, and people who've taken our OBM training already have done this. You can take additional training alongside the OBM training or along the way whenever you need it to be able to learn those tools specifically. But it's not an absolute requirement to have that experience up front or to have that that background up front to be of having been a virtual assistant. And I've also had some people too say to me that, okay, I really want to be an OBM, but I'm going to go be a VA first. I know an OBM is a thing for me, but I'm going to be a VA first. I'm going to do that for a year or so. And really, my question to somebody like that is, well, why? Why do you want to wait? What are you waiting for? The thing is, if you're going to go and do some VA training and everything, that's great. You can definitely do that and start working as a VA, but you're not going to be able to start working as an OBM then right away. It's like you're putting it on hold, especially if this is something that you connected with. It's something that you want to do. To be a VA and kind of wait a year or so is probably not necessary for a lot of people, right? The flip side of that is not the case, though. You can be an online business manager, start to, get the training and all of that in place for yourself, start to grow in that direction. When you're an OBM, you can work as a VA as well, too. If you're just getting started with your OBM business and you want to work with work as a VA or work in a VA capacity for a few clients for a while to try it out and just kind of build up to the OBM over time. You can definitely do that with your OBM skill set, right? Chances are you're not going to do it for very long. You might start that way with a couple of clients and such, but you'll have all the training and everything in place to actually be an OBM sooner rather than later. So I really encourage you, if you're somebody, I know there's people out there, I've talked to a few of you lately as well, who are thinking, oh, I'd love to do this, but I need to go do this first. I need to go be a VA first, etc. I just encourage you, if that's something, is that something you're considering, just to kind of, I would basically encourage you to kind of question why you're doing that. Why is it that you feel you need to, if you know that you want to be an OBM, or if you know you want to be whatever it is you want to be. Doesn't matter if it's OBM or otherwise, right? There could be something totally different for you. But if you know that's something that you want to do, but you feel like you just got to wait for whatever reason, I really encourage you to question why, and to really take a close look at it and say, what if I just skip that waiting part? What if I skip that whole, I need to be a VA for a year first part, or whatever it is. You don't want to be, obviously we don't want to be ridiculous about it and just kind of jump willy-nilly into whatever it is. But at the same time too, if you know something, if you know that the role of an online business manager speaks to you, then definitely I invite you to explore that, and would love to talk to you about that in greater detail, of course. Would definitely love to do so. But I encourage you to consider this regardless of what you're doing. It doesn't need to be, the key thing is that you really connect with what it is that you want to do, and that you're passionate and excited about it. Everything else can be learned, absolutely. With the right tools and support and community and training, everything else can be learned, absolutely. So again, this is Tina Forsyth. The best of the holidays to you, depending on when you're watching this video. We may be past that, but best of the holiday season to you, and look forward to connecting again and all the great things coming up in 2010.